Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Frimpong, your customer success manager here at StaySafe, and I'll be taking you through this app training session. So, showing you how to use the StaySafe app and going through this presentation that will allow me to talk through the initial onboarding stages. And there's a reason why I'll be talking through those, and then also talking around when you're expected to use it. Then I'll go onto my app and then take you through using it. As Alan mentioned, questions will be at the end. But Alan has kindly put this presentation together that's going to help me go through this with you all. So to start off with, I'll talk through the first steps of setting up your account. The reason why I'll be going through this is because on the 21st, you'll all be receiving new invitations to StaySafe. So what that will look like is you receive an invitation to your email. The invitation will have a link within the email that you'll click on, enabling you to create your password and activate your account. Once you've done so, if anyone doesn't have the StaySafe app, you'll then be asked to download StaySafe Loan Worker. You should receive a link to your email, but you don't need to wait for that link. You can just search for StaySafe Loan Worker within your App Store or Google Play Store. Once you've downloaded the app and logged in using your email address and password, you'll be asked to set up a safe pin. So this is your unique identifier for the app and enables you to cancel down alarms, end your session, and so on. Once you've set your safe pin, you'll be asked to accept permission. So we require the permission to share your location. This is when you raise a panic alarm or any other alert from the StaySafe app. So we're able to get you the assistance that you require to the location you're in. We require the permission to raise notifications on your handset. So this is reminding you when your session is nearing the end or your check-in is almost due, for example. For anyone using an Android device, we will ask you to accept permissions around sending text messages. So this is when you're in a low signal area, and making phone calls. So this is when you raise a panic alarm, your handset will call through to the monitoring team. So I will explain that in a bit more detail as I go through the session. Once you've done those steps, you'll be asked to complete our in-app training. And when you complete the in-app training, you would have completed your onboarding, and you'll be able to use the StaySafe app to loan work when you are loan working. So what those steps look like. So this is what the invitation will look like. You'll just need to click this link to create your password. Downloading the app, so from the Apple iOS store or the Play Store for Android users. These are some of the permissions that you'll accept. So the main permissions being, so setting your safe pin, accepting the location permission, and allowing notification. So when we're reminding you. And then you'll be taken to the screen here, which is the demo mode, so the in-app training. So when do you need to use the StaySafe app? So there's mandatory use. So this is when you're working without the direct supervision or out of sight or earshot of another Pyrocel employee. So whether you're working on another floor or in another area of the same building, working alone on any site, on a client site, in the office or at home, traveling between sites alone when engaged in the discharge of duties for the business. You're encouraged to use the app when you're traveling to and from work, when working on high-risk sites or working at height. So you can use the StaySafe app outside of business use. So you can use it when you desire, so outside of work capacity, as your StaySafe alerts are monitored by Phoenix. So they are an alarm receiving center, and they work 24/7, and they have a very close relationship with the emergency services. So if you do need any assistance outside of work, you are able to use the StaySafe app. So just a bit of information on the alarm receiving center. So whenever an alert is raised on your StaySafe app, the alarm receiving center are going to contact you. Down below is the details of the Phoenix operator. So please do save this number. This presentation will be given to you all, so you will have all of this information. And the presentation does also give you steps on how to use the StaySafe app. So i.e. setting up the Bluetooth button. So you can scan this QR code, which will take you to our YouTube video. a short video detailing how to use this, how to connect the V alert button. So I'm just going to swipe across to my app, and I'll be starting on the in-app training section. So as I mentioned, once you've created your safe pin and accepted the permissions, you'll be taken to our demo mode. This is compulsory the first time you sign into the app. So it will take about 5 minutes. We'll explain to you what StaySafe is, so who we are and what the app is designed for. And then from this very moment, it becomes interactive. So you're going to have to follow the instructions on the screen, and it's going to take you through the traditional way of starting a session on the StaySafe app. So you'll click start session, following the instructions. I'll set my timer to 2.5 hours. Once I press continue, as an example, we'll place you underneath the Eiffel Tower. And then following the instructions, I'll just press continue, and then the app will emulate leaving a note. And then it will put you into your session. It takes about 5 minutes to complete this in-app training. And once you do complete it, you'll be taken to our default home screen. So if you're not in a lone working session, or when you go onto the app to start a lone working session, your app will look like this. So your start session button, your panic button, allowing you to raise a panic from the default home screen without having to go into a session. Down below, we've got our settings, which I'm going to go in a moment. Our status button, which will detail that your button is connected. So when you have a button, it will say that it's connected via the status button. Our support button enables you to go through our help center. So if you wanted to read any articles in relation to StaySafe, or if you wanted to send our support team a message because you needed any assistance, just click on send us a message. You also can go through the demo mode again. So if anyone needs to refresh themselves on how to use the StaySafe app, they can click on demo mode and go through it. And once they've refreshed themselves, you can click the X on the top right hand side corner, just like I did, to go back to the default home screen or back into your lone working session. So within the settings, I'm just going to go through some of the settings that are important to you, and also some of the settings that you can access and you can turn on should you need to. So audible alert settings. So your tone will be set to intrusive by default. And this is our loudest tone. Please don't change it from this tone. It does mitigate the risk of missed check-ins and session expiries, as you will be able to hear the tone. Anyone using an iPhone, please ensure that your ringer is set to loud when you are in a lone working session. This is so you don't miss any of the notifications. Android users, we're able to override your device volume to send you the alert. Non-movement and fall detection are two settings that I do recommend to turn on, and within the presentation that is going to be sent to you all, it is recommended that this is turned on as well. So non-movement, when turned on, and I'll use my default setting of 10 minutes, the app is going to use your handset to monitor your movement. The app will monitor your movement for a period of 5 minutes. If it recognizes no movement for a 5-minute period, you'll be sent a notification on your app. This is in case you put your handset on the table next to you or on the floor next to you, for example. It will ask you to shake your handset to override the alert. If a further 5 minutes goes by, so 10 minutes in total, an alert is going to be sent to Phoenix. So Phoenix will have access to your location at that point, and they will contact you to make sure you're okay. If Phoenix are unable to get a hold of you, they will call through to the escalation contacts that have been provided. If no one can get through to you, they will call the emergency services to your location. So when you have this feature turned on, please ensure that the handset is on you, not on the floor next to you or in your coat or in the bag or on the floor next to you. Non-movement, sorry, not non-movement, my apologies, fall detection. And again, I do recommend turning this feature on. It adds extra security around your lone working session. But essentially, the app uses your handset to monitor impact. So once the app recognizes impact, an alert will be sent after 15 seconds. The 15-second delay is there in case you dropped your handset or you knocked your handset. It allows you to cancel the alert before it's sent to Phoenix. If you have, let's say, for example, fallen and hurt yourself and you do need assistance, allow the 15 seconds to elapse and Phoenix will contact you. Let them know the assistance that you require and they will get that for you. So they have a system that's linked into the emergency dispatch for the emergency services, so they're able to get you immediate emergency assistance to your location. So please ensure this feature is turned on just to add that extra security around your session. Battery life. So battery life refers to your location updates. So how frequently your location is being updated. And this is when you raise an alert. So accuracy means your location is being shared quite frequently. And of course, this will use a bit more battery power. If you feel the app is using too much battery power, you can come into this feature here and toggle the slider to balanced, which will share your location quite slightly less, and then battery, which will share your location even less. However, if you're in the same location, the app is smart, so it will know that you're in the same location and it won't consistently send your location update. So you can toggle this slider if you feel your battery is being used quite a bit when using StaySafe. The next setting is reminders. So this is actually using the app to remind you when you arrive in a certain location. So it's good practice. For example, if you typically loan work in a certain location and you don't want you don't want to forget to start your loan working session when you arrive in that location, you can set up a reminder for that location. Or for example, for your home location, so you don't forget to end your loan working session, allowing your session to expire. So what I'll do is I'll set the reminder for my home location, reminding me to end my loan working session when I arrive in that location. So to use this setting, I'll just click on add reminder and I'll put a location in. So I'm just going to use a postcode. You can also put a road name if you did need to, or if you did want to. Once I click search, it will find the location. Please leave it on the default radius that it's on. And once I click continue, it will ask me whether it's when I arrive or leave that location. I want it so when I arrive in that location, the app is going to remind me to end my session. And once I click create reminder, that reminder will be created. However, the first time you create the reminder, your handset is going to pop up with the location services to ask you to change it to always allow. Please do this as it enables the app to remind you when you arrive in that location. You can set up to 10 reminders. So if there are 10 different locations that you loan work in, you can set those locations up as reminders. To remove a reminder, just swipe the reminder to the left and that will delete the reminder for you. Configure buttons. So this is enabling you to connect your V-Alert button. So as I showed you in the presentation, there is a QR code to a short video that will help you to connect your V-Alert button. And your V-Alert button enables you to panic by pressing down the button for up to 10 seconds. And it also has fall detection on the button as well. And it also enables you to check in by clicking the button once whilst you're in a session. The next setting is Session Quick Start. So this is a new feature that we've recently added and it enables you to quickly start a loan working session. So bypassing the steps that you took during the in-app training session. So I'm going to set up 4 durations. So you do need at least 1 duration for Quick Start to work. But I'm going to set up 4 different durations for different loan working lengths. So I'll do a short session and then a few longer sessions. So now when I go back to the default home screen, you'll notice at the bottom of the dial, there'll now be Quick Start as another option. And I will use that to go into my loan working session. So I'll show you that in a moment. The advanced settings are your permissions and your diagnostics. So your permissions show you what permissions you accepted at the beginning. If any of the permissions say not granted, there will be a button right next to the not granted um, uh, sign. And essentially, once you click that, it will grant the permission for you. Diagnostics, this feature will be turned on for everyone. And this feature enables StaySafe to assist you with any errors that you've had with your app. So, for example, if you had an issue starting a loan working session or even ending a loan working session, the error that's causing that issue will be logged within a diagnostic log. So if you did want to send us the log, all you need to do is click on view logs within diagnostics. You'll have a log for each day that you've been on the StaySafe app. So let's say I was having the issue today. Once I click on today, my mail recipient will pop up. All the information that StaySafe requires is within the email. You just need to send that message. So send that email. We'll receive your diagnostic log and we'll be able to look through it, see what was causing the issue, and assist you to solve that issue. So the diagnostics is quite an important feature to assist you with any issues that you're having with your StaySafe app. The next set of settings are your security settings. So we have your duress pin. So when you first sign into your app, you'll be asked to set your duress pin. So to do so, you'll just click on set duress pin. I've already created mine, so it's asking me to change my pin. Once you click on it, you'll be asked to put in your safe pin. This is to verify your ID. And then once you've done that, you'll then be asked to set your duress pin. I always ask users to make this as simple as possible so it doesn't conflict with the safe pin. So I use one number 4 times. And then I'll just confirm that. So now I've set my duress pin. So I'll show you how to use the duress pin, but essentially the duress pin is used in situations where you want immediate assistance without Phoenix contacting you. It's a silent alarm, so you won't see the alarm on your screen. So if someone's forcing you to do something on your app, for example, it will emulate you ending your session or ending a panic alarm. But in the background, it will send a duress alarm to the monitoring team and they will contact the emergency services to your location. So I'll show you just how that works. Everyone will have access to Face ID or Touch ID or biometrics depending on their handset. If you did use this feature, it will stop you from using your duress pin. So it will it will end your session or override your pin, just like it does with an iPhone using Face ID or Touch ID, or on Android using biometrics. So it overrides your safe pin. But if you do use this feature, you will not be able to use your duress pin. You're able to then change your safe pin. So at the bottom of every pin entry screen, there is forgotten your pin. So when you click on forgotten your pin and confirm yes, you'll be emailed a pin that you'll be able to use to then end your session or cancel an alarm down. You can then go into the settings, into change safe pin, put the pin that you were sent via email, and then change the pin to something more memorable. So forgotten your pin will be at the bottom of every pin entry screen, enabling you to receive another pin that you can use to end your session or to cancel an alert down. And then you'll be able to change your password. So now that I've gone through the settings, I'm just going to take you through starting a lone working session. As I mentioned, that quick start button appears at the bottom of my dial now. So during the in-app training, I would have gone through the start session process. So clicking start session and then selecting the duration of time I'm going to be lone working for, and then finding me on the map. What quick start does is it bypasses those steps. So once I click on quick start, I can choose one of the durations that I created. So let's say today I'm going to be lone working for 6 hours. Once I click 6 hours, I'm taken straight into my lone working session. So as you can see at the top, I've got the timer counting down from 6 hours. So my session is due to end at 3 o'clock. When I swipe my timer to the left, I've got the time that I'm due to check in. So my check-in timer. And it says that I need to check in at 10:30. And it's also counting down until that time. And of course, I've got the dial down below. So I'm just going to focus on check-in for now. So during my lone working session, I'm required to check in every 90 minutes, so every 1 hour and a half. You will be notified 10 minutes before your check-in ends. You'll receive another reminder at 5 minutes and another reminder at 1 minute. So you'll receive 3 reminders before your check-in is due. If you receive the 10-minute reminder, you can just click on check-in or click on a button. If you were to click on check-in via the app, you'll be asked to put in your safe pin. And once you do, you'll be asked to put in a note. You can override this. And now, as you can see, my check-in time has reset. If you're using a button, you just click on the button once and that will check you in. If you fail to check in, so you've missed the reminders and the alert has been sent to Phoenix that you've missed your check-in, Phoenix will contact you to make sure you're okay. If you are okay and you just missed the check-in, just click on check-in, reset your timer, and then just let Phoenix know it was an accident. The check-in is in place as a fail-safe in case anything happens to you during your lone working session. Your location will be shared once you miss your check-in. So, for example, if you're going to be doing something and you have, let's say, 20 minutes left of your check-in until you need to check in, I advise just checking in and resetting that timer, just so you don't forget because you're doing something and you've put your phone somewhere, for example. Back to the session timer, and it works in a similar fashion to the check-in timer. So when your session is due to end, you'll receive 3 reminders. So one at 10 minutes, one at 5 minutes, and one at 1 minute before your session is due to end. If you receive the reminder and you need more time, just click on extend. You'll be asked to put in your safe pin. And once you put in your safe pin, you'll be taken to the timer where you're able to put in how long you're going to be long working for, how long you want to extend your session by. So let's say I only need an extra 1 hour. Once I put that hour in, you can see that my check-in timer has reset. This is because I've made an action on the app. And when I swipe to my session timer, you can see that it's added the 1 hour that I need for my session, the extension to my session. If you finish lone working, just end your session by clicking on end and then putting in your safe pin. So please always remember to end your lone working session when you finish lone working. If the timer reaches 0 and you haven't ended your session or extended your session, an alert is going to be sent to Phoenix and your location will be shared. They'll be contacting you to make sure you're okay. If they can't get a hold of you, as I've mentioned, they will call through to the escalation contacts. And if no one can get a hold of you, they will call the emergency services to your location. So your location will be shared until the alert has been cancelled. And if you do need help, only cancel the alert once you've received the help you require. So the session expiry and the missed check-in are both in place as a fail-safe. So if anything happens to you during your lone working session, your location will be shared. If no one can get a hold of you, the emergency services are getting sent to your location. During your lone working session, you may be driving, so you can go into driving mode. And what driving mode does is it suppresses the alerts from the handset. So once I click on driving, I'll be asked how long I'm going to be driving for. So let's say I'm only going to be driving for an hour, but I'll leave the 15 minutes as a buffer. Once I press continue, I'll put information as to where I'm driving to. And then once I click continue, I'm in my driving mode session. So I won't be required to check in whilst I'm in driving mode, nor will I be notified for a non-movement alert or a fall detection alert. So the app will suppress all of those alerts whilst you're in driving mode. If you need any assistance whilst you're driving, just hold the panic button down. And once that circle dial goes all the way around, it will raise a panic alarm for you. And I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. When you finish driving, just hold stop and you'll be taken right back into your lone working session. And as you can see, my check-in timer has updated. And that's because, again, I've made an action on the app. Just very quickly, before I click on the panic button and show you the panic, I just wanted to quickly say that you can go through the demo mode or have access to our help center whilst you're in a session, and you can also access some of the settings whilst you're in a session. So if you need to turn up the non-movement duration, you can do, or the sensitivity of fall detection. Or if you wanted to amend your battery life, you can do that whilst you're in a lone working session. So whilst you're lone working, you may need assistance. And if you do, just click on panic. You'll always be asked to confirm your panic. And once you confirm your panic, your screen will flash like this. You'll notice that the number has popped up on my screen. As I'm using an iPhone, I need to press this number to call through to the monitoring team. So once I do press call, my handset's going to call through to the monitoring team, open up a two-way communication feed between myself and Phoenix. This enables Phoenix to either listen in or it enables me to speak to Phoenix and let them know the assistance I require. Android users, this call will be made for you. So once you press panic, the call will be made to Phoenix for you. If the call fails, please don't worry. Phoenix will call you back immediately. So they do have, they are tasked with calling people within 40 seconds of an alarm. So don't cancel this alert until you receive the assistance you require. Once you have been helped and you have received the assistance you require, just click on cancel alert and you'll be asked to put in your safe pin. And once you put in your safe pin, you'll be taken back to the default home screen. If you are still lone working, we'll just go back into our lone working session. Once we've finished lone working, just click end, we'll put in our safe pin, and that will take us back to the default home screen. So ending our lone working session. You can raise a panic from outside of a session, so as I've just done now, and those same steps will apply. You could press the call button to call through to the monitoring team, opening up that two-way communication feed. If you don't press the call button, that's fine. Phoenix will call you anyway. So it's just for extra security as well. Once you've been assisted, just click cancel alert, put in your safe pin, and you'll be taken back to the default home screen. But I'm going to use this opportunity to talk through duress panic. So let's say, for example, you're being forced to close this panic down. So someone's seen this flashing screen, they're forcing you to close this down. We'll just click cancel alert, but instead of putting in our safe pin, we'll put in our duress pin. And this is why I said make it very simple. So I'm just going to put 1111 in. So that's my duress pin. And as you can see, it's taking me back to the default home screen. It's made it look as though I'm not in that panic session anymore. However, a duress alarm has been sent to Phoenix and they're calling the emergency services to my location. Don't cancel this until you've been helped. So once you have been helped, just press anywhere on the app and you'll be taken back to your pin entry screen. And once you put in your pin, that will cancel that duress panic and enable you to run a lone working session if you are running a lone working session. You can also use the duress panic whilst you're in the session. So if I clicked end and I put my duress pin in, it's going to take me back to the default home screen like you just saw and emulate ending my session. But if I was to enter my duress pin whilst I'm in a session and I'm trying to extend my session, so emulating extending my session, if I put my safe pin in, it's going to take me to the timer. However, if I put my duress pin in, it's going to extend my session by 1 hour. So I'm just putting in the duress pin now. And as you can see, it didn't take me to the timer, but it's extended my session by 1 hour. Again, once you've been assisted, once you've received the help you require, just press anywhere on the app and you'll be asked to put in your safe pin. So the last thing I need to go through is low signal mode. So this happens when you enter an area of low signal. Your app will automatically go into low signal mode. And what this means is anything you do on your app, any action that you make on your app is going to be sent to the StaySafe hub, to the monitoring team via text message. So if I turn off all of my connections just to display this and emphasize this. So I'm going to try and start my lone working session in a low signal area and you should see the text message field pop up. So as you can see, my text messages have popped up. All I need to do is press send. Android users, as you would have accepted the permission to send messages at the beginning, this message will be sent for you. However, iPhone users, you need to confirm it by pressing send. Now that I'm in my session, you'll notice that my status button has a notification saying that I'm in low signal mode and StaySafe is using SMS messages to communicate with the hub as your mobile data connection is currently offline. So when I go to press a panic alarm, for example, it is going to ask me to send that message. And once I send that message, that panic alarm will be initiated. And also when I go to cancel the panic alarm, I need to send that message. However, as I mentioned, Android users, that message will be sent for you. Thank you very much, everyone.